guys, and welcome back to our channel. I'm Michelle.
And I'm Ken, and today we are here to talk about and review Thor: Love and Thunder. We just got back from the theater to watch it, and we're ready to talk about it. But before we get into it, we have to ask, this is your first time joining us here on Married with Media, hit the subscribe button. We talk about movies and TV and entertainment news and all that good stuff. You would definitely enjoy the channel, so hit the subscribe button. Also, be sure to like the video and let us know in the comment section below if you saw this movie. Where does it rank for you in the Marvel filmography? You know, did you enjoy it? Let us know in the comment section below, because we're seeing it kind of early. Yeah. So we'll try to keep this as spoiler-free as possible. But yeah, getting into this movie, what'd you think of it?
Yeah, so I feel like this movie was what I thought it was going to be. I think that, you know, I feel like maybe I was expecting a little bit more from it, but I don't know, like,
I kind of heard going in that it wasn't going to be as good as Ragnarok. Right. That's what a lot of people were saying. They were saying it's good, but it's not as good as Ragnarok. Right. So
yeah, and I would totally agree with that.
Yeah, when you go into a movie like this with the same director, you know, directed by Taika Waititi, who did the first movie, you're always asking me what his name is.
I know, his name is hard to say.
You expect a certain level of quality, and it is hard to not want to try to compare it to that one. So in that respect, I can't help but feel a little bit let down and disappointed by my experience with the movie, but I'm trying to look at it objectively, just as a whole. How is this movie you know, structured and laid out there for us? And
yeah, I mean, I was telling Ken that I can definitely appreciate like his take on, you know, just Marvel movies and like Thor, and like he definitely has like his own style that he's going for. You know, the more comedic, just very, I don't know the aesthetic that you would call it.
It's a very visually, like, you know,
just like
appealing
bright
aesthetic.
Colors, like very 70s.
Yeah, I did like the soundtrack. You know, there was a lot of Guns N' Roses in the soundtrack. They even did November Rain at some point.
80s or
80s into 90s. Okay, 80s into early 90s.
So yeah, the music was like, you know, the music reminded me a lot of Ragnarok.
Yeah. Ragnarok was a lot of Zeppelin, and this one was a lot of Guns N' Roses.
Yeah. So I don't know. I feel like, is it the Thor movies though? Do you feel like they're the most like musically, like no other ones are like that, right?
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, that's true. But Guardians of the Galaxy is like linked with Thor.
Yeah, now, and it's smart that they linked the two, because tonally, you know, with the comedy and stuff, they're very much alike. I feel similar, like Marvel, you know, got with Taika Waititi and said, "Hey, can you do with Thor what we did with Guardians of the Galaxy?" And that's kind of what they did. It's still a little bit of a different tone. Yeah. I don't really know how to kind of pin it down and describe it, but overall, it's very similar, just very comedic.
This one is definitely, I feel like, a lot more comedic.
You would say than Ragnarok? For this one, here's the thing.
I don't know. There obviously is like a big kind of downer or
There are emotional beats. It does get a little dark and a little depressing in parts, but they don't let it dwell on that for too long. They immediately come back, and they're even joking about, you know, some of the things, you know, that could be seen as dark and depressing at some points in the movie.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if I look at it, if I'm thinking about like Christian Bale.
Yeah, his character.
Yeah.
He has a very tragic backstory, which they lay that out in the very beginning of the movie. Again, not going to spoil anything, but they kind of lay that out there. And
then, you know, Natalie Portman, her character, like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, I would probably have to go back and, like, rewatch Thor Ragnarok.
So you have this, it is constantly, like, switching tones, I feel like.
Yeah.
I don't feel like they do a bad job at that, but it does, I don't know, for me, I don't know. The comedy didn't work as well in this one as I feel like it did in Ragnarok. And Ragnarok, like I was just all in the entire time, laughing at everything.
Yeah.
And this one kind of felt like it wanted to do the same thing.
Yeah.
But it just couldn't quite stick the landing on all the jokes. And it almost felt like a little bit of a rehash of that one also.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know what to think about this one. It's really hard for me to kind of pin down in my head because I liked the movie.
Right.
I did like the movie, but it's no Thor Ragnarok. It is not. I'll just go ahead and say it. It's not even close for me.
Gotcha.
The level of quality of that movie and this movie. Again, I still liked it.
Right.
But it's not close. It's not close at all. But getting into just the some of the characters and stuff, I think that Chris Hemsworth is definitely great in this role. He always has been, and he continues to shine. It doesn't matter what you give him, he turns it into gold. And I don't think that's any different here. I think he does a great job in this movie.
Yeah, I mean, he's awesome at Thor.
Yeah, Christian Bale is really good.
Yeah, I think he's great.
As I think it's Gore the Butcher, the God Killer.
Clearly we know what we're talking about.
He's fantastic as the villain, but he's not in it as much as I was hoping that he would be in it.
He's really not, yeah.
But the parts that he's in, he does make an impact. But again, it's a little bit weird because I feel like his character should be taken more seriously than it is. Because he is very scary. There's a lot of dark scenes with him.
Right.
But it doesn't feel like the movie ever wants to really take him seriously as a threatening villain. I just feel like he was capable of more, and I don't feel like the movie really let him shine like he should have. Like if this was a more serious Marvel movie, I think he would have played a little bit better. So any other characters, performers stand out for you in this movie?
I mean, I felt like...
Do you like seeing Natalie Portman back?
Yeah, I mean, I know we talked about this off camera. I thought she did good. Like, I wasn't like, oh my gosh, like this is horrible. We had talked about how we don't necessarily feel like Chris Hemsworth and her have the most chemistry.
Yeah.
Which I would agree with that. I don't think it's terrible, but it's not fully there,
Yeah.
But I think that she did pretty good, I felt like she was pretty.
Yeah, I didn't think their
superhero-y.
chemistry was terrible, but I still didn't feel like it was all the way there.
Right. And they were definitely counting on us to be like a little bit more
I feel like there were moments that it was like I should feel something right now, but I really don't.
Yeah, like it's been a while since we've had her in the picture, and so this one they kind of.
I don't think she's been involved since they've referenced her in other movies, but I don't think she's been involved since Dark World, which was 9 years ago.
Yeah, so in this one they kind of expect you to just pick right back up where they left off and still be like really invested in their relationship, and like me personally, like I'm not like I didn't feel like they had this like great epic love, and so they definitely were wanting you to get in your feels about that.
And a lot of the movie and the story really does kind of hinge on their relationship and dynamic. So if it doesn't work for you, like it didn't work for me, and I guess you either, that kind of, brings it down a little bit, I would say. Another thing I'll say about her performance is, a lot of people criticize Natalie Portman. It feels like she gives it her all, like in like indie, dramas and stuff like the Black Swan and some of the other movies. But when she does like the bigger budget stuff like Thor and Star Wars, it just feels like she phones it in. I will say I feel like she does try in this movie. I feel like she is trying.
That maybe it has to do with like a confidence issue, like being around other bigger stars or something.
I mean, Natalie Portman's a huge star.
Well, I mean,
she's been acting since like the 90s, since she was a kid.
But like maybe there's just some kind of like intimidation.
Now, I will say she maybe not so much in recent years.
Right.
She did that one movie, Vox Lux. We watched it. That was another indie movie recently that she did. I'm pretty sure you watched it with me.
I do not.
But it's really weird with her because she's like trying to go for a bunch of jokes and stuff too. It's almost like she is playing the like dim-witted female version of Thor in this movie. She's kind of trying to do the same thing with her performance, but I just don't think it fits very well, with Natalie Portman.
Yeah, I think that is kind of an interesting thing to talk about. It's like she like her character was never really like that I remember.
Yeah. And you could argue that Chris Hemsworth wasn't really like that in the first two, because he wasn't. If you go back to those first two Thor movies, it's very serious.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, very melodramatic.
Yeah. But maybe they were trying to, like, you know, like that was intentional.
Yeah.
You know.
I didn't think she handled the material bad. I'm not going to say that. It didn't fully land for me. Like, it opens up and she's, you know, making movie references about Event Horizon and Interstellar and stuff, and you know, it just feels really like quippy, and it just doesn't feel like her.
Yeah.
I don't know.
What about Russell Crowe? What did you think of him as
Russell Crowe as Zeus? Russell Crowe's always great. So I love Russell Crowe. I thought he was great as Zeus.
Yeah, I thought that he was good as
He wasn't in it very much, but the part that he was in it, I liked that whole sequence.
Yeah, I didn't really like think of Zeus as like an asshole. But he kind of is in
Well,
this.
you haven't played the God of War games, and he's actually the villain in the God of War games. So Zeus has been portrayed as an asshole before.
Yeah, and I mean he's kind of like he's a little chunky, like, and I just picture
his Zeus
more like
Russell Crowe's put on a little bit of weight since the days of Gladiator for sure.
Yeah, he's like a chunky Zeus, and so I don't know.
Yeah, but the goats. You want to talk about the goats?
Yeah, our kids enjoyed that, or at least our daughter did. Luckily, they're not like in it a ton because it would get extremely annoying to hear them screaming. But I thought that it was actually pretty funny.
Was it? Wasn't there like a commercial with some goats that were screaming or something? That's what it reminded me of. I forget what commercial it is.
Yeah. Our kids used to play.
I feel like it was like a Geico commercial or something.
There was like a goat simulator game.
Yeah, I remember the goat simulator.
Yeah.
They were funny. They were good. You know.
It was fine. Yeah. Like,
comedic relief in a comedy movie, I guess.
Yeah,
it was like even more goofy and outlandish.
What is her name? Like Thor's kind of sidekick.
Tessa Thompson as Valkyrie.
Yeah, I thought she was good. Like she's really good.
She was good. You got Taika Waititi playing Korg again, the rock creature. He's always a delight to watch.
He's pretty much narrating the whole story.
He's narrating the story. All that stuff's really played as kind of goofy and stuff. So
it was.
I guess we need to wrap this up and assign a score to this. I'm just kind of struggling here with what I'm actually going to score it.
We're fumbling. I was already thinking. I think you want me to go first?
You go first.
Okay.
If you got it.
As much as I would love to give, we didn't talk about Thor's ass, but everybody knew.
I know you want to talk about that. That was the highlight of your night.
Well, I was going to say, as much as I want to give Thor's butt, 5 stars.
5 stars. It deserves it. Even I think it deserves it.
And as much as I was looking forward to this movie, like you said, still enjoyed it. But I'm only going to give this movie a 3.75.
3.75. I will give it a 3.5. I almost wanted to give it a 3. But I don't think I don't think it's bad. Not that a 3 is bad, but a 3 to me would be like really average.
Gotcha.
I think it's above average.
Yeah.
It's a good movie. It's just when you view this in the context of Thor Ragnarok and you're comparing the two and your expectations and all that stuff, taking all that stuff into account, it was just disappointing. So I got to give it a 3.5 out of 5.
I mean, honestly, it's really just Thor Ragnarok that kind of sets the bar for
it
great.
Does.
Because the other
it's a top 5 Marvel movie.
The other
it's a great
ones
movie.
aren't really that good from what I remember.
Yeah.
So,
No. This is I'll still say this is the second best Thor movie.
Right.
It's the second best Thor movie. But again, the bar is not very high there. But yeah, we're done. We're done talking about Thor, Love and Thunder. I appreciate you guys watching. Please, if you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, hit the subscribe button. Also like this video. And comment down below your thoughts on Thor, Love and Thunder whenever you see it. If you watch our review a couple of days later, because you need to wait until you've seen it yourself. So let us know what you thought of it in the comment section below. And also turn on the bell notifications. Follow us on our Instagram account. That link is down below. And we'll see you guys later.
Bye.